Hi, Bella. Russia is facing significant military setbacks in Ukraine. Will Ukraine win the war, which is supported by the West?
Yes, Gina. It is not that Ukraine has no chance of winning the war. Ukraine has an inferior military power compared to Russia, but it has the support of the West, which is providing it with weapons, money, and training. Hi, Tony. What kind of weapons is the West providing to Ukraine in the meantime?
The West is supplying Ukraine with weapons and military equipment, including anti-tank and anti-aircraft missiles, ammunition, and drones. And the West is also pressuring Russia with economic sanctions, which have caused the Russian economy to suffer. Ukraine is fighting to the death against the Russian invasion, and with Western support, it looks like it will be able to defeat Russia, even though Russia has a much larger military. All experts in the world thought that Russia, the world's second largest military power, would end the war in a short period of time, but they were all wrong. Is that right, Gina?
Yes, that's right, Tony. All experts believed that because Russia is the second largest military power in the world. However, Russia was unable to end the war in a short period of time due to the do-or-die resistance, desperate resistance, of the Ukrainian army. In addition, Western economic sanctions have hit Russia's economy hard. These reasons made it difficult for Russia to continue the war. Where have the Russians been focusing their operations, Tony?
Russia is concentrating its attacks on eastern Ukraine to continue the war. However, Ukrainian forces are fighting desperately, and Russian forces are not making progress in eastern Ukraine. Whether Ukraine can win the war is uncertain. However, since Ukraine is fighting to the death and receiving support from the West, it is possible for Ukraine to win the war. In this war, the United States can win the war only with military support without sacrificing a single American soldier. Is that right, Katie?
Yes, that's right, Tony. There is a possibility that the United States can win the war only with military support without the loss of a single American soldier in this war. The United States is supplying weapons and military equipment to Ukraine and pressuring Russia through economic sanctions. However, it is unclear whether the U.S. will be able to win the war with military aid alone in this war. In the war against Ukraine, Russia has expended a significant amount of its national resources and power. Am I right, Tony?
Yes, you are right, Katie. Russia incurred significant losses in terms of both human lives and military equipment as a result of the invasion of Ukraine. Additionally, its economy faced significant impacts due to the imposition of economic sanctions by Western countries. A recent rebellion by the Wagner Group, a group of Russian mercenaries, made Russia's victory even more uncertain. Looking at this war, it seems that Russian military equipment is very poor. Do you agree with that, Gina?
Yes, that's right, Tony. Through this war, the quality of Russian military equipment was revealed to the world, and Western military experts were very disappointed with the quality of Russian military equipment. In addition, economic sanctions from the West have taken a toll on Russia's military production. For this reason, Russian military equipment is inferior to that of the Ukrainian army. Even if Russia tries to produce military equipment, it is impossible to produce high-end military equipment because the supply of advanced semiconductors from the West is cut off. Is it true, Tony?
Yes, that's true, Gina. Even if Russia tries to produce military equipment, the supply of advanced semiconductors from the West is cut off, making it impossible to produce the highest quality military equipment. Russia lacks semiconductor production capacity and has been importing semiconductors from the West. Russia is trying to import semiconductors via China for the production of military equipment, as semiconductor supply is impossible. However, if China helps and Russia is able to acquire semiconductors, there is a possibility that Western economic sanctions will be imposed on China as well. For these reasons, Russia is unlikely to be able to produce high-end military equipment. These days, Russia produces military equipment, but there are no semiconductors. Due to Western sanctions, so semiconductors installed in refrigerators or washing machines are removed and used for manufacturing military equipment. Is it true, Katie?
Yes, that's true, Tony. Russia is having difficulty supplying semiconductors due to Western sanctions. Since Russia does not have its own factories producing semiconductors, it has to import semiconductors from the West. Semiconductors installed in refrigerators and washing machines have inferior performance compared to semiconductors used in military equipment. However, in a situation where Russia is having difficulties in supplying high-performance semiconductors, it has no choice but to manufacture low-quality military equipment using low-quality semiconductors installed in home appliances. So, it is expected that Russia's military power will be greatly affected and weakened because of Russia's semiconductor supply shortage. If Russia loses the war, what will happen to the Russian Federation and Putin, Tony?
If Russia loses the war, many experts predict the dissolution of the Russian Federation and the overthrow of Putin. Because, firstly, Russia suffered heavy losses in the war, and secondly, Russia's economic situation will deteriorate due to Western sanctions, and the lives of the Russian people will be extremely difficult. For this reason, if Russia loses the war, the Russian Federation will most likely dissolve, and Putin will be out of office.
However, there is a possibility that Russia will win the war. Russia still has a strong military and abundant resources. So there is a small chance that Russia will win the war. Whether Russia wins or loses the war, Russia is expected to undergo major changes. Thank you for watching the video, Russia-Ukraine War Situation. provided by history and current events. Gina, Katie, and Tony have contributed so far as narrators. Thank you.